Welcome back, everyone. We have ourselves the last qualifying match that we'll be casting, I believe. I guess it depends on how the other side of the bracket's going. But anyways, the situation at hand, herO versus Special. It is a rematch. We were talking a little bit about that before the break.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. Different map to start things off. Hopefully, we'll see some adjustments here from herO. I don't know. He looks. He reminds me of my like a crazy uncle. You know, like right now, just like waving his arms and waving his hands, but like way more effective. Okay, I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested to see if he can crazy uncle his way into a qualifying spot.
He's like a cool crazy uncle, not like a crazy racist uncle. You know?
No, no. He's much more like Doc from Back to the Future right now.
Gotcha. Yes. No, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, we don't call that guy the crazy uncle. That's like, we just don't call that guy. he's just gone.
Yeah. I think it's appropriate. herO's been playing some wacky stuff, but we're always fond of it because herO's a really great person. But he does play some odd StarCraft, and that backfires, I would say, more time than not today, but clearly that's not true. Even though we, I guess, cast some herO games that were unfortunate, and even his win against Solar included some moments that were like, well, okay. Clearly he's doing okay, because he has reached another qualifying match. Well, this is his first qualifying match, Special's second attempt at it. So he's winning, more than losing. I can say that. Just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel right saying it. He's been playing so odd. He's been making some very, very hindsight 2020 decisions, I suppose. Maybe some patient-like moves, patience-like moves. The player, like the blinks, is what I'm trying to get at. And just hasn't been going so hot in this match at the very least, because it is a rematch, PvT, all that good stuff. herO seems a bit more uncomfortable against at least the way Special's played, which includes playing mech. Maybe we'll see that again here today.
This is the very successful Reaper, by the way. It's going to pick off 2 probes and get a... What? No! herO, you're not supposed to let that happen.
What?
Oh, don't get it. Okay. Ooh, nice micro on that probe.
Is he going to regen enough? He's going to regen enough. Oh!
I think it actually could have if he'd gone just a little bit further, because I think that was literally like 1 HP. And if he'd gone a little bit further away, the glaive would have taken just a moment to go a little bit further. I would have to rewatch that, but I think that might have been down to the single HP.
It might have been. I thought it was actually really close, yeah, to actually getting another shot. Oh, well, anyways, that excitement aside, again, the Reaper is starting things off rather well for Special. Is going to follow up with the, actually a bit more surprising response. So I saw the Cyclone, I assumed it was a Viking. It's actually a Medevac, not usually found against someone who is, in fact, going Phoenixes.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. Like, like it's, Okay, he's going to pull a couple of SCVs and try and go across the map. But look at this, the Phoenixes are going to pop out, and they're expecting a Viking, and instead they're going to find a Medevac, which...
What? Oh, he just misclicked. I was so confused.
Yeah, I was very confused by that, too. Funny to watch the Medevac healing the Marine in midair.
While being...
It's a circus.
Repaired by the SCVs.
Yeah. Well, the Cyclone will pop out, and he's actually going to get... Oh!
He's gonna get the Phoenix.
No, he'll get a kill, yeah. Wow, and meanwhile, now the attack's on the other side. Was the Medevac just a bait to keep the other the Phoenixes on his side of the map? There's no way, right?
No, I think he legitimately thought that the Phoenixes were going to go back home and his Medevac could fly across the map. Because then he could focus fire... I mean, it's still kind of odd. I still would have 100% expected a Viking. Totally, 100%. But just like, I could see the Medevac actually contributing a little bit offensively. It is dangerous, and it wouldn't contribute all that much. It would die pretty quickly, usually. Well, I mean, you can see how it would have been held onto for a little while longer. Still somehow living. There we go.
Oh my god.
There we go. But this has not gone super well for Special. This is him retreating.
Awfully, actually. This has gone really, really poorly. He will take down another Phoenix. Kind of not the best move from herO to keep that forward. Oh, he's going to land the Viking to no effect since there was ground units there. And maybe, I'm going to say these players are a little bit tired. They're a little tuckered out.
Probably.
Ooh, shade forward. Actually, not that bad since there's like barely any Marines.
Yeah, fortunately the Adepts don't
Oh, he
two-shot
split the...
SCVs, though.
Oh, that's so nice. He actually split the Adept Fire to kill the 2 low health SCVs, getting him an extra SCV kill. Nice micro right there from herO.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you know,
some
that's...
macro there from Special. Also on supply.
Yeah, that's not ideal. Of course, he's under a lot of duress. You know, that's the kind of move, though, from herO that makes me understand why he makes the moves that he does. Because, like, when you can do things like that, you just believe in yourself, you know? Like, you're just like, yeah, if I can do this, I can make anything happen. And it's like, well, you can't make water into gold. And he's like, you want to bet? And you're like, well, no, that's alchemy. You can't do that. And he's like, well, watch me try.
Yeah. It's like, you know, when you start building up your confidence, the first thing you should do every day is make your bed. Because it's not about, like, health or anything like that. It's just that it makes you, like, puts you in the right mindset. So you're like, I did this thing, so I can do anything in the world. So you go to the gym, and you run 12 miles, and you're like, I can do anything in the world. So then you try asking that girl out. I can do anything in the world. And then eventually, your luck does run out. Eventually, you just fall face first in a puddle of mud because you tripped over a stone or something, okay? And I feel like that is what's going to happen to herO. Everything looks to be going very swimmingly for herO, and he is building up that confidence. I think you're right. He also is just a flashy player. I don't know if he's a flashy guy in real life, but he's a flashy player. He likes showing off. I think it eventually might backfire on him. And specifically, he might be a little over-aggressive, because he is thinking, like, I got this. Like, this is going well. Like, I'm going to do it. And then he's going to move all of his zealots into a choke, through supply depots into a bunker or something. I'm afraid. I'm still afraid.
Yo, you might be onto something there. There is a decent... Can you hear that, by the way? Is that...
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I am so sorry about that.
What is it?
That's apparently a fire alarm of some kind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good. It's I don't know what's happening, but we're fine. This is just that's the like detector for like herO's, you know, overconfidence meter. It's getting too high, and so he needs something to knock him down a peg so he doesn't, you know, run 50 zealots into 12 widow mines and, you know, lose the game.
Mm-hmm. I really hope he doesn't. I'm actually a bit surprised that Special's moving out, but it is only with the 16 Marines, so he's probably figuring that he could escape, unload them, and take out any Phoenix they're chasing, and he's kind of right about that. He finds the High Templars. That's actually a pretty nice grab. Then the Warp Prism runs face first into a Cyclone and a Viking, and only a couple Marines gonna falter to the Warp Prism. It's already starting.
Yep, that's him, like, he like skinned his knee a little bit. He didn't fall face first into the mud, but he tripped on his own feet, you know? Just a little bit. And that mud puddle, it's coming up. We are going to see Special going very aggressive here. Look at the size of that army coming across the map, pulling some of the SCVs. He's got a lot of tanks with this. There is Storm going to be done very, very shortly. +1 armor and Blink. He's got a lot of upgrades that are coming in very shortly here. But Special's going to set up his tanks in a pretty scary position.
And it's not like Special is fully SCV pulled committal to this. There are some, but not everything, and he does have a third CC that's turning into an orbital. So if he thinks the Storm is going to be too much to work past, he could evacuate. But since he has so many tanks in such brutal position, and he has plenty of time to pre-split, I think he is going to try and combat the Storms. One actually getting taken down there as he actually saves. He's out of the bio. Hero's going to collapse in, thinking he's got a chance here. That's a really good Storm. Actually, a lot of Marines going down on the right side, but it just doesn't matter. The tanks hold strong. It's too brutal of a position. You have to have a bunch of Zealots coming in from the left and right to actually do anything there.
Yeah, oh my god, Special just loaded up a medevac that immediately died. That was, that was not supposed to happen. That was a really unfortunate misclick, but I think he should still be fine. There's a lot of production here for herO. He had 5 gateways at this base. Now he's got 4. He's soon to have 2. Yeah, these tanks are so well placed. This is going to be a lot of Zealots coming on, and you can see how important it was to have them there. Even with just like 4 or 5 Zealots coming on it, he still takes down a 1 tank. Almost had enough to like actually clean that up. And he's migrating well towards the end. Oh, that's not a good battery overcharge.
No, ugh. I don't think that's the one.
He's gonna try and make use of it though.
it is sketchy because all it takes, yeah, I would say, is just a little bit more, and then the tanks all falter. And finally it happened. The Immortal being juggled as well, take down those tanks very, very quickly. So it finally did happen. To herO's credit, maybe the shield body overcharge was perfectly timed. It did feel like, ooh, I don't know. It turns out okay. This is also prior to Liberator showing up, which I think is really crucial. 2 Liberators sieging up both of the chokes that herO's going to be coming down from would have been a humongous difference.
Oh, would have been gigantic. We will see a nice little move from Special using this remaining bio force, picks off 7 more probes. Does lose a lot of the bio units. I just want to point out, yeah, that's the funniest missile turret. Like, I'm just imagining this, like, you know, like, I don't know if he's Italian or whatever. He's like, hey, so I got that missile turret you ordered. It's ready to go. And you're just like, I ordered that 2 years ago. He's like, well, you know, it's we were kind of busy. It was a pot shortage. And now I guess he's from New Jersey.
Hey, I was gonna say, I like how Italian means Jersey. Good fellow over here.
This double Liberator picks off 4 probes and a sentry. That's not really worthwhile, is it? That's kind of expensive for 2 Liberators.
Definitely not worth it. It didn't take much time for herO to clean up either. I think it should have been split. Sometimes double Liberator on a single mineral line does, yeah, it does quite a bit, but that wasn't necessarily the plan. It's going to try and dodge away from storms that actually aren't on the way. herO is still thinking about defending as soon as possible, so he's not actually bought time for storms, but he might not also need them. The Archons do tank a hell of a lot before they finally go down, meaning that the Immortals and even this Void Ray has been outputting a decent amount of damage. In fact, game-ending amount of damage. herO takes game 1. I really thought that tank spot had him. I really did.
Oh, yeah.
And if Liberators had gotten there a little bit faster, or if there was a little more bio left over after every single engagement, I think it still does. But not being able to actually win the game, and perhaps that medevac pickup that you were talking about, maybe that was actually what stopped Special from being able to snowball.
Yeah, that was like a full medevac. Like it was immediately full, and then it was immediately dead. And I honestly thought like that even with that, it was not going to matter. But damn. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, and it's just it really did pour as those zealots got in on top of his tanks. God, that was so close to being over, like so insanely close to being over.
Yeah. Yep, a couple extra units might have done it, or maybe if he hadn't been so overeager as to dive forward away from his tanks, because that did, you know, it opened up the opportunity for herO to take an engagement without having to deal with 4 tanks firing away. So there's also that to consider. Might have actually been enough. But Special still plays a hell of a game, even though I end up losing it, so I don't think this is going to be leading into a 3-0. And I would still say that, like, just... I feel like Special is going to come in here a bit more as the dependable player. The one who are like, well, he messed up a couple of times, but I still really rely on him. Even though Special also can be quite the unique player. It worked out so well last time against herO. But that standard game last time, not quite enough.
Not so much, but well, here we have this gentleman spawning down in the bottom right, representing Psystorm Gaming. He's Special in the blue.
In the top left is the red Protoss. He is herO.
Sometimes when I introduce herO, I think of the anime Endless Waltz, which is like
oh god.
Yeah.
Gundam
herO
Wing.
Yui.
Serious. Oh my gosh. I almost went into a weeaboo phase. I mean a true weeaboo, true socially awkward, just, you know, glomping and all that stuff, but
oh god.
I was probably never going to be much of a glomper because I just don't have, I'm not even much of a hugger in the first place, but I was, I think, close to just being pushed over the edge, getting too indoctrinated in all these anime conventions I went to. But I had a friend who, she was a glomper. She was the stereotypical weeaboo. And she wrote Yaoi for Gundam Wing, Endless Waltz.
Wow.
And was very proud of the fact.
That's where this was going.
And got everyone to read it. And she asked me to read it and give her feedback. And I always thought it was truly uncomfortable.
The way you ended that story was so perfect. She was like, yeah, she was like, a close friend in
No, definitely not.
she was really proud of it, and I just want to say I didn't appreciate it at all, and it made me really uncomfortable.
That is the truth. I definitely
That's
didn't
all.
say close friend. Definitely not.
Yeah, no, I'm just having a giggle. That's that is a lot. That is a lot to intake.
Yeah. It set me up for never liking Gundam Wing, I think, because I was always so uncomfortable around her. And even though Gundam Wing is probably a cool anime, I've never liked it. At the very least, I've never liked that. I've always been like a hipster of Gundam Wing animes, because I'll be like, I like G Gundam the best. People are like, what are you doing? Stop it.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Endless Waltz is pretty sick, though. Endless Waltz is really good. It's a shame that it was literally ruined for you. Are we going to see Proxy Starport? There's no way, right? Why is he proxying a Starport versus a player that's opening Stargate? Yo, Special, are you insane?
Cray cray. There is still such a good chance. Well, A, that it is only an Oracle into like a fast Twilight Council or something. That's awkward. Or that the Phoenix, had they been created, might go across the map or might be in the wrong position. But I do still think that it is, a bit riskier than if it had been a Twilight Council or a Robo.
Yeah.
But I think he is just willing to take the risk.
Is this going to be Banshee, though, or is this going to be, like, Liberator? Oh, it's going to be Viking. Yo, okay, I'm kind of on board with this. Like, in, like, a weird, like, it's really dumb, but, like, it's kind of cool way. Because you can or two-shot probes with Vikings, with landed Vikings.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty good. And it's still going to have kind of that sneak factor, but it is less obvious than the Hellions, which have been flying around the map trying to find some successful way of making it over to the starport, so it's like the jig is up a little bit there. But a Viking just appearing randomly, much faster than anticipated, yeah, that's probably not going to be expected.
It's definitely not. And the Oracles are moving across the map. Now, the problem here for Special is that I think he could potentially just die to the Oracle Adept, unless, of course, it gets dragged back home. And we are going to see 2 probes going down. No target fire on the probe so far. There we go. He is going to start gunning those down. Could have gotten 5, still gets 4. Pretty decent. Oh, but, well, where's the anti-air? Okay, there it is.
This is very... Oh, I did it again! Why would you try and take
herO!
the Cyclone? Just run!
Why
Just
are you
run!
doing
There was
this?
so many Marines.
Oh.
I don't... on one hand, I kind of empathize. I feel like I also would have been like, no, I can get it! But on the other hand, that was a lot of Marines.
What? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And now he's like, yes, I've baited him across the map. I'll come back in with my 3rd Oracle. He'll never expect it. Meanwhile, in reality, that's what happens. Like,
I love
like
this series.
everything that is happening right now is just not supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's really not going any way you expect it to. Special, going to be able to bully this army quite a bit. There's no shield battery. And thus no shield battery overcharge. That probably would have actually...
That would have shut this down so easily.
Yeah, it would have.
Effortlessly.
Yeah, as it is. Special also, takes SCV damage because he brought them. So, did he do enough?
Surprise, it's my Cyclones. They're back.
Did Special do enough damage? So he even up the worker count, but herO does have 3 Nexus. So, he'll recover like a bit faster, but mules were also pretty good, so I don't know. And now he's lost his 3rd Oracle. The Stalkers come in. Oh, I grabbed 1 Cyclone, but not the other one.
That was a nice hot pickup, though, from Special. I feel like if he picked both Cyclones up immediately, he actually would have lost the medevac, and he just would have lost both. God, this game just doesn't make any sense. This is just... This is incredible. I love this.
Yeah,
this is what I signed up for.
It's great. Truly representing NA accurately right now.
Oof. Yep.
Really appreciate it. The best games happen on NA. It's just a fact. Something in the water, something in the land. The land?
No, yeah, there's something in the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a decent drop, actually.
Yeah, really good.
Going to survive, and the Marine's going to try and tear down as many probes as possible, which is, you know, herO really couldn't afford to do that. He had just gotten back to an okay position probe-wise against a Terran player, and now he's back to only a 3-worker difference, which is not preferable for Protoss.
So, okay, I understand what Special's doing right now. So, Berlin grad, of course. Grad, you know. I know it's Berlin, which is Germany, but grad, very much a Russian type of suffix. So, he's just going with the, this is your base? This is our base. And he's just sharing all of Berlin grad, you know?
Is Berlin grad a place in StarCraft 2? It is, isn't it?
In StarCraft 2?
Yeah, in StarCraft 2.
That would make sense.
I think so.
There's like a lot of places that are based on real-ish. They're real adjacent.
You just use the Russia meme, but I do love Kabuki. Both of these players are like, I'll fucking do it again.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I'll do it again.
Amazing. Especially herO. She's like, I'm gonna send these oracles back into this worry.
This is like when you're casting a player and you cast like a best of 3 and you get 2 maps and they do 6 all-ins during the course of the 2 maps that you cast, and you're like, all right, you're just gonna keep going.
The Tarsus pylon on both sides.
Oh, kill it! Oh god. That's 8 gateways of production and 2 pylons. You couldn't ask for more ortosis.
Even this one powering the robo. Where are the rest of his pylons? There's gotta
3
be
pylons against the world.
They're all in the back.
No one believed in them.
He's like, no one will supply block me if my gateways get depowered. Well, that's just life.
If I can't produce units, I can't get supply blocks. Forehead tap shot JPEG.
Oh my god. It's reached that time limit. StarCraft casts.
We did it. We broke ZombieGrub, everybody. Put your hands together for
Oh my god.
for the broken mental.
I just feel
This is so
bad.
many zealots, by the way. God.
It is. It's a very one-dimensional army. If there's anything in the air, it's screwed. Just pick a Banshee.
herO's like, no, don't worry. I already killed all my oracles. There's nothing in the air. And you're like, no, for special, herO. Oh my god, he's doing the thing you described in game 1, where he shoves into the tightest choke.
He is.
Why is he doing this?
He is, but is he? Oh my god.
He doesn't have enough.
No,
he did have enough, but he doesn't because of how he pushed them through. Special gets the most cost-efficient engagement. Oh my god, he's really feeding into this Russian meme here with the like, yes, we'll just throw wave after wave of zealots at our opponent.
We're just going for the Zap Brannigan strategy.
Wave after wave of men until the killbots reach their kill counter. And then the chessboard will fall over like a sheet of dominoes. Checkmate.
That was beautiful.
What is herO doing? Oh my god.
He's playing StarCraft. He's playing the most beautiful game of StarCraft.
He's playing something that he's playing his interpretation of StarCraft for sure. And I'm here for it. I'm on board with it. And somehow he doesn't have vision of his main base. So he's just gonna get 5 medevacs are gonna unload unknown. Oh, the Widow Mine's getting so much friendly fire.
Oh my god, this game. Oh, there's no micro for the bio. They have to pick up. Oh my god. I love that all the pylons also back there, meaning there was no vision on that drop space. Just one would have done it. Zealots at the main base are actually a lot to deal with. Bio on the 3rd base is going to get a couple of probes. Maybe not even that, actually. The shield battery was the focus fire, but the Widow Mines are going to get the probes instead. Not even that many. Not actually that bad. And herO, despite jamming 20 zealots into the worst choke possible, is now up 30 supply.
He like some people, they jam their finger into an electrical socket and they get electrocuted. herO gets powered up. He's just like, I'll just micro harder and win later. This game is something else. This is a very NA game, and I'm so proud of our server, guys. I'm so proud of this community right now.
It's so
This
good.
is just...
herO's gonna win. herO's gonna take game 2. I don't know if this game makes any more sense for everyone out in Twitch land who's like actually lucid, but like what? herO is doing the thing that I described he was not capable of doing yet. He's sizing up these scenarios accurately when everyone else is like, don't do it. And he's like, I'll fucking do it. And he's right. I took another series, but he's right. He's doing the thing. Can't believe it.
He just needed a moment to calibrate, you know? Like, he finally found the reality gem, and he was like, reality can be whatever I want. And he just remade it in his own image. He's like, you know, most people off 3 bases herO wouldn't attack into a 2-base Terran having to go around a wall, Widow Mines and tanks. And he's like, I'm not most Prodosses. He's got that, like, dark trench coat.
He was down an upgrade when he did that, by the way. Like, it was the worst possible situation. And he did get appropriately smacked. Like, it wasn't as bad. Like, the supply actually did not reflect how terrible it looked like it was, so it was like, okay, fair enough. But then, you know, it still seemed like an okay game for Special, too. And before we knew it, Special was down 30 supply. I guess I know there's some, like, accurate analysis that could be done. There's a lot of things to be said about that game, but I just can't believe the game, so... Just gonna sit here, bemused.
I mean, it undeniably happened. Of all the things we can say about that game, we can say that it exists. And that it happened before our very eyes.
Yes.
I think anything more than that, we can probably leave it at that.
Oh my god.
God, that was... Any Upper Tree Zelda fans in the chat? Any Sal throws in the chat? That was just something else. That was amazing.
It's there's a lot of people out there that are gonna be so angry. They're like, you're not explaining why they're making mistakes. You have to keep reminding people that it's after so many hours of play and it's at X time. And everyone makes mistakes, and your job is to say why they're making mistakes. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, it's just...
Look, they both took some LSD before the series. That's the best I got. You want more? Get a blood test. Like, figure out what they took.
It really actually is bizarre, though, to be, like, serious for just a second. It is actually bizarre, because there's definitely series and games where just, like, a couple of things go poorly back-to-back, and you're like, oh, that happens. Or there's a couple of games where, you know, they are playing very off, and you're like, oh, that happens. And then sometimes there's games where a particular player is playing very odd, and you're like, oh, okay, they're like, yeah, an LST or something. But to have both players in, like, multiple series across the two, the second time they're facing each other... multiple games for just make no sense. Both of them. I just, like, you don't get this very often. I just feel like you don't. You just, it's usually like, well, this player played masterfully and this player messed up a little bit, but they're both playing not as masterfully as we usually expect. It's not the cleanest games from either one of them.
They're both playing Marco Polo with one another over, like, a bad telephone line connection. Like, there, and yes, try and analyze that. You'll have a hard time because it doesn't make sense what I just said, and neither does the way that they're playing. Like, it's so bizarre and weird.
Marco Polo over cell phone sounds like the stupidest game ever.
Yeah, right. Like, why? Who came up with this? Why did they think this was a good idea?
Someone very, very high, I assure you. Like,
what
dude,
even is
what if
the
we could play
objective of
Marco
this?
Polo over the world and we just used, like, cell phones, man? Like, like, that sounds great, dude. Let's do it. Oh my god.
Oh. And once again, we're seeing something just a little bit off kilter, where it's Special doing his, you know, I fake proxy my barracks. herO goes for the low ground pylon with a zealot going across the map, and I just hope that this is a preview of more complete and total insanity. in this game once again.
Yep. I hope so. Yep. Especially going to go for 2 Reapers and a Hellion, no doubt, again, so let's keep this one alive. herO, though, went for a bit of a forward-place gateway. You know, got the Zealot sending it across the map. That is kind of annoying. His special was thinking more about aggression, not defense.
I actually, for a second, was thinking Special was going to let that Zealot in, and I was like, I was ready to just rage, you know? Like, just get so mad about just such a simple thing. It has paid for itself though with how much it just delayed this command center. I feel like that's really late.
Delayed the command center. It was already delayed with the opener, and then brought the Reapers back. Special's actually gonna kind of double down though, and not just go for 2 Reapers, but actually going up to 3, and yeah, eventually getting those Hellions, plural actually. So the Reapers still have a bit of job to do. They really don't want to die, and in this case, again, their job is a bit defensive. Not usually their ideal situation. But once the Hellions are out as well, then yeah, herO's got a skedaddle, so I'm glad to see he is shading away at this point.
Skedaddle is such a good word. It's like, it's so perfectly descriptive of what you're doing. You're just skedaddling.
Yeah.
You're getting out of there, you're skedaddling. There's nothing more. Shield battery is very late, by the way. But there's going to be two gateways tuning into warp gates. You should be fine, right?
What wall attempt was this? If the gateway was just a little bit left to the side of my next core, it actually would have been a decent one. I don't... Doesn't matter, apparently. Reapers are dealt with.
Yeah, no.
Hellions are dealt with, so... Alright.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Just everything about this game, it's fine. And look at that, he's actually going to be able to get the Stalker Warp in where he needs it to be. It's so amazing that I don't think we've had a standard game yet. Like,
no. I mean...
Like, since we've casted together today, has there been a standard game?
They've always been a little off. I guess game 1 of the series was not the funniest one at the very least. Like, it was kind of normal, right? When the tank's firing away? I don't know. It's been a very long day.
Yeah, that's true. It's been... I'm asking... what an unfair thing of me to ask. You're like, yeah, I've just been streaming for like, I don't know, 10 hours, 10 and a half hours straight. And I'm like, hey, can you recall everything that's happened in the last 5.5 hours? Just real quick. Just
I can try.
Could you quickly do that?
Oh, gosh. This is I just got back from my vacation yesterday, right? And I went to the UK, so there's like a little bit of jet lag, but not too bad. I actually don't think it affected that badly.
Oh.
But depths to get in, but decided not to shade in. And I did wake up at like 7 today, so that was a good start. Anyways.
That is very early.
Yeah.
The 3 probe is getting picked off. He's gonna actually find a lot with these Banshees. This does a lot of damage, actually. Wow. Oh, really nice. Way more than we're used to seeing from a Cloaked Banshee. And Special's adding on a 3rd Cloaked Banshee, which is kind of interesting. Now, I just want to say, the fact that herO has committed to everything. Like, if you gave him a choice, the answer was yes, regardless of what the question was. Even unrelated to StarCraft today, like, he just... I don't know, he probably got a mortgage on a house he didn't even buy. But, like... The 3 Adepts get into the main base. They have an opportunity for his full scout and probably going to be able to pick off a couple of SCVs. And he's like, no, I'm going to play it safe, actually.
Yeah.
You're like, what happened? What changed? And he's like, I'm just not a risky guy.
You know, I feel like it's him basically being like, you know, I'm done playing the bit of the Clown Fiesta game. I really do think I can tackle this, like, head on. And you're like, okay, herO. And then before you know it, he's like, oh no, Standard's really stupid. Let me try something really dangerous. And he just sends 20 Zealots into a Wood of Mine. It's gonna happen. Special has gotten a decent start in this game. These Banshees have done some serious damage, which I can only conclude to mean that herO is gonna eventually win.
Well, yeah, of course. But not before he gets the lead back through normal means, and then throws it away again through some really dumb ones. And then will win in a way that just doesn't make sense, that we can't really explain to the viewers at home. By the way, we are seeing, well, an attempt at the new style of... Man, oh my god, he's getting so many kills with these Banshees.
Oh,
this
that's
is
game
way
ending.
too much damage. Yeah, that actually is.
Look at the resources lost.
26 probes and 1 zealot. That's a lot of workers, and it's a fast third command center for this. Look at that missile turret. Oh, nice job from herO. Does actually look at what he's doing. Special's like, yeah, you've been a little bit aggressive lately, haven't you? And he builds 2 missile turrets in very, very... Actually, wow, a 3rd missile turret coming on. And no, there's no shield batteries. herO, stop. Just stop it.
Just stop. Can't afford them. Need to make more zealots. Gonna tell you. See, he's got his priorities straight. Oh, the High Templars drop in front of the tanks, on top of the missile turrets. They never get a single shot off on the Marines. If they had, if they had in reverse, maybe, but ugh.
I know that he had no choice because the Banshee was gutting his mineral line back home, but, like, the fact that he then blinked further forward is, like, just so amusing to me. Good job from Special there. He puts himself on the board. And I gotta say, he saw the future with those missile turrets. He was like, herO's gonna do something so YOLO dumb that I need to be prepared for it at this exact location. And he literally predicted the future correctly. Yeah. Well done, Special.
I mean, that was kind of a normal game, right? Like, the Banshees getting that much damage is abnormal. I mean, Banshees in general can be a bit... You don't see them in every single PvT, but yeah, otherwise it's actually kind of normal, and the responses made a lot of sense. Everything played out like I expected in a game of StarCraft this time around, which is that if there were mistakes, it wasn't so glaringly like, why? And if there were good things to talk about, they were pretty good. Like, Special accurately recognizing what was going to go down and having some really good defense against it. So this is more the game of StarCraft I expect. I don't know how long it'll continue.
And you know what? We've been like we've been harping on herO going, you know, crazy. Oh, they switched the players. Oh, race. Oh, nice. Yo, let's go. They've been we've been harping on herO for, like, you know, playing crazy, but the one game where he doesn't go crazy is the game that he loses. That's not to say that he can't win a standard game. He absolutely can. But it's just very funny that that's the one that, like, doesn't work out for him.
You know what that means. Go crazy again.
Oh, yeah, double down.
Ugh. Alright, we'll do the introductions of Hardwire. Game 4. Bottom left on the still his last life here. He needs to make the comeback happen. He is the Blue Terran Special.
And his opponent, spotting up in the top right position, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is the smiling assassin herO. YOLOing so hard. Just all the time. YOLO. And good for him, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm in this position where I'm very prepared to say, yeah, it's not really working out for him, but he is in a qualifying match up in the series. So it is working. Just doesn't feel like it should. Go back to it. Go back to it. If it's working in this best of 5 against Special, go back to it. Special, though, determined to at least start things off, is going for the factory expand. So something that herO's gonna have to take very, very seriously. So you got a proxy. Well, this is still a very good situation for Special, then. This is proxy Stargate. Special wants to factory expand versus this.
Yeah, that's the best case scenario. And it is going to be proxy Stargate. Is this... I wasn't paying attention. Did he go for the 13 pylon?
I'm not sure.
Or the 12 pylon?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not sure that he did. I've actually seen...
Cyber Core... It's a little earlier. Yeah. He went for a very early pylon with this. Yeah, this is it's actually not as clean as it could be, but it's 7 seconds earlier than normal.
Thank you, Mindy. Yeah, he said, yes, he did. All right. Well, again, this is Special's ideal situation because he also scouts it. So when I said factory expand, well, now you don't really have to expand. You just go, oh, that's what's happening. Okay, leave your guys in gas, go for a starport, get your cyclones and your cyclone upgrade. And really, herO shouldn't be able to win from this, but should it and won't. Very different things. Still see this work occasionally.
Yeah, definitely definitely can still be very dangerous. Now, players have gotten a lot better at defending it, and this is, like you said, the perfect situation. And Special's had a lot of time, a lot of chances to practice against this. We are going to see the probe trying to come back in here. Adept will cover it, and he'll get this down, but shield battery's been significantly delayed. That's really, really nice for Special.
The more that he can stop this from snowballing at all, the better he is. I think it's the real problem is usually that you're a little caught off guard. You go, oh, that's what he's doing. Okay, hold on, let me think here, and then you respond as opposed to actually already be prepared. And that usually just means that momentum is kind of already on your side, even though you haven't really done anything yet. They haven't done anything yet. But all it takes is one Cyclone to be pushed forward a little bit too much by a Marine or an SCV, and it to be taken out by the Void Ray, and suddenly things go way back into herO's favor.
Yeah, that defense is so dependent on these Cyclones. Like, it can go so wrong so quickly. This is, by the way, going to be an aggressive gateway follow-up with this one. We've got the proxy gateway, we've got warp gate finishing on up. We are going to see the prismatic alignment getting popped right here. SCV's a little bit derpy right there. Oh, he switches targets onto the Cyclone, tries to get it for a moment, and that will cost him a lot of HP on one of these Void Rays, but he gets the bunker.
Okay, I mean, that's better than not getting the bunker, obviously, but it's a time-buying maneuver there from Special. I didn't really think the bunker was going to add too much more than time buying. It'll eventually get burst down, but if it can buy you enough time for your Cyclone upgrade to be like 60% done, then it's done a really good job. As it was like 40, 50%. Still, it's a long time to wait, but unit retention has been pretty good for Special. And it looks like herO is going to try and go for the dive bomb Phoenix maneuver. So you pick up the Cyclone, take it out of the equation, burst down the second one that's actually available, and hope the Marine damage output while you're doing this isn't high enough to ruin the game for you. And there it is! Phoenix lift up, but then that was not necessarily the best. Trades out the Phoenix and a Void Ray for a Cyclone.
Will kill off that bunker. Unfortunately, the bunker, the SCV repair, blocked the load up of the Marine, so he didn't get as much DPS on those Void Rays as possible, but he still got enough, I think, to hold here. He pops out another Cyclone. Megfield's now done. 2 Vikings are out. The Marine count, as you mentioned, is very high. Shield batteries are almost out of energy. He will get that lift on the Cyclone, but it's going to cost him the Phoenix, and actually, it's probably just going to cost him everything.
Oh. Well, the Void Ray actually lives, but all the shield battery is out of juice, so the second Void Ray, the healthier one, also dies. So the first one that was saved is doesn't matter. It's gonna die eventually.
Yeah, not so much. Yeah.
herO's out of options, really. He's gonna go for one last hurrah and just hope that some miracle happens. Because I don't think he can actually expand.
The fact that herO, by the way, was using an Adept and not a shield battery in the main mineral line is kind of insane to me. Oh, he's going to commit in, and yeah, he's not going to get anything done. This should be GG now, right? Yeah,
should be, yeah. GG. Ooh, that was a very ideal situation for Special. So he gets the benefit there. herO wanted to go for maybe up against like a 1-Rax expand, but didn't really work out. So
yeah,
game number 5 it is.
These players determined to max out our time together. It's so kind of them. They've just been like, hey, these guys are really enjoying our cast. I know Steadfast has another tournament that he's going to cast in 20 minutes. So we're just going to get him right there, you know?
Yeah, it's really great of them. Yeah, it is actually
awesome.
Oh boy, quite a statement. You're going to be casting the Korean Open Cup qualifier. It starts in like 20 minutes.
That I am. And then World Team League in the morning at 8 a.m.
Oh boy.
So, in theory, I could just do a 24-hour stream. It just wouldn't all be on my stream since, first it was on the CEA channel. Or first it was on my channel, then the CEA channel, now your channel, then back to my channel. It's just migration.
Migration.
Mm-hmm.
Casting with everyone.
Yep.
Collecting them all.
Yep. Nothing to add. Absolutely. It is going to be a time though, for sure.
I'm getting quite tired.
We live in a society.
Oh boy. Alright, 2-2. Ah!
Game paused.
No. No.
Sorry, mouse stop.
Gosh darn it.
Or as you do, you know?
That
Oh,
sucks.
okay, there we go.
Fixed,
it's-
saved, we're good.
Game resumed.
All right, well, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left position of Blackburn. Representing Sidestorm Gaming, he is special. Looking to complete the reverse sweep. Can he do it?
Seems likely. Bottom right, as the red Protoss, he is herO.
Ah, you're saying it with a little bit of that twang.
herO.
Hiro. Hiro Yui. Hiro.
I do it with Maru as well.
Maru.
My Weeaboo and Koreaboo attempts here. It actually just from, I don't even know where I picked it up from. There really is no reason to do it. But I think it legitimately became, I never felt very confident saying Maru as just Maru. It always felt like I was messing it up. So instead I just kind of, it's actually a bit easier for me to say Maru, which
Maru.
is like a very poor attempt at trying to actually pronounce the R correctly in the East Asian languages, more like an RL. Anyways, it just feels better, so I feel less idiotic saying Maru as opposed to just trying to say Maru, which always comes off so weird for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about language, right? Like, there's so much you can do with it, and just inflection and tonality, and sometimes I will just say a word that I haven't heard in a long time or haven't heard before, and I'll just say it out loud like 10 times, just different ways, and I'll just be like, what feels right?
Yeah.
To quote Tasteless and Artosis, what has a good mouth feel? Which is just an uncomfortable expression, but it's yeah.
It was a legitimate one. People
Yeah.
always are laughing at it because it's like, oh, it's so silly, mouthfeel, what is it? But apparently it's something that like people use when they're talking about tastes, like whiskey
Yeah, yeah.
tastings. It'd be like, what's your mouth feel? And I almost choked because I didn't expect them to ask me that. I was like, it feels whiskey-ish.
Yeah, it feels 60% whiskier than the previous whiskey,
Yeah, exactly.
but 20% less than the first one you showed me.
I did definitely have, because I appreciate whiskey, so I went on a couple of whiskey tours in Scotland and in Ireland, and I do taste differences when there are dramatic differences, I suppose, but when they're doing the whole, high class, try hard, like, well, this is a little bit this and this is a little bit that, what notes do you smell and taste? I'd be like, it's fucking whiskey.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it's not smoky. That's all I got. It's whiskey.
It tastes yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. We are seeing, by the way, Special did go for another double gas opener, that quick factory opening. And yeah, okay, cool. Sounds good. Looks like he was concerned about herO going crazy once again. Oh, and a nice grenade. Will allow him to run by here. Lifts the Hellion, which is probably the better choice. Yeah, maybe?
I think so. And the thing is that the Hellion, if it adds on a line's worth of Protoss probe damage, so it's like 4 probes that get hit by that Hellion, the Reapers do shoot down a lot faster. Where if you just let the individual Reapers shoot away, then maybe it takes a little bit longer. Anyways, it's not something I've ever had to really worry about, because as soon as they attack me with Reapers and Hellions, I just basically lose all my limes. Just let them all drop out of my hands.
I lose my limes.
And I die, so that's what happens.
I hate when I'm like holding my lemons, and those
Why can't I
those
hold all
damn
of them?
lemon stealing whatevers, they just come in and they just take my lemons.
Exactly. Another wouldn't mind drop opener versus a Phoenix opener. It's, it still has a high. If the Phoenix aren't in position, this stuff still does crazy amounts of damage, and it feels like because the Protoss player is like, I've got Phoenix, I'm fine against this, they just are worse at dealing with it than if they really had to try with like Stalkers and Observers and pulling their probes. So I'm like, Phoenix should be okay against this, guys. Watch these, wouldn't mind still like 12 probes with the damage.
Oh god, it was close. Well, well, not that bad. That second Widow Mine was so close to burrowing, though.
Yeah, but there's another one. That's the trick.
Oh, he's getting... Yeah, there is. He's getting +1 vehicle weapons. Oh god, herO. Oh god, no, no, no!
Called it!
You don't want to do that, herO.
I nailed it. So good at this game.
Oh my god. That's so brutal.
Yep. Yes, it is. It's maybe not the worst possible situation. Remember, that is 2 medevacs, 4 Widow Mines, armory, you know, a bit faster than usually you'd be very comfortable with, although he is going mech. So it's, I mean, we've seen it happen, the Pearl still recover, but my belief in herO against Special's mech on Blackburn is a bit low. It was the game that got, that started things off for these 2 players. That was almost a comeback from herO, but not quite.
Yeah, we are going to see these Phoenixes coming back in. They will pick off 4 SCVs, which is nice. That's actually really important, necessary damage. I haven't seen a player go for like an Armory Widowmine drop like this and get such a fast +1 vehicle weapons. That's actually really cool to me. It makes me wonder if he's got like a specific +2 like timing planned with this, because obviously he can't do a timing with +1. Like there's nothing you can do with that. He's got no army. But with a fast +2, you know, maybe there's something.
It's possible. I think you might even be right. So the nice thing about mech on this map, or any style of mech, like something that's all about just pushing with one big blob of an army, is that if you take your triangle third and you push into herO's potential triangle base, it's very quick. You push all as one, and there's not many opportunities for herO to get units around you or concave on you. So you can see why it could be working out well on Blackburn, but mech in general does not do particularly well against Protoss. herO did not win the first time this happened, but this is a very different game. He doesn't go for a wonky adept attempt, the adept twist, and fail with it. Then he doesn't go into whatever else happened in that game. He's on a more stable basis. Even though he did get 10 probes killed, like I said, I think that's something that you could recover from, so everything in the rest of the game goes okay.
Yeah, you need a little bit of time for that. That being said, we are going to see a very weird motley crew of an army coming forward. It's so many sentries with this. Most of the Phoenix go down. He will find a few SCVs on this third base, and herO's saying, I'm going to spiral this game out of control once again. Unfortunately for Special, he is going to lose that barracks, which means no additional factories at the moment. And he's only on 3. That's actually a real problem. Oh, that's actually a really big problem.
When he gets to 3 base saturation, he really does want to have 2 extra factories be planting down, so that is a problem. This is an excellent attack from herO, really using his Colossus range, that's the word, Colossus range, to bully the Terran, who's really not quite there. Like, a couple more tanks, and that 3rd CC is probably well guarded enough, but you know, with so few and still relying so much on the Marine buffer, which is going to be called very quickly by the Colossus, it's a tricky position. This is pretty bold, though. Oh, I don't know if you want to push into this like it. Oh, no.
I am not particularly on board with that, and yeah, we're going to see why in a very short period of time. There's no anti-air. These Vikings are going to kill... Are they? They should kill the Colossus. Oh, he tried to keep it alive, but he will lose it. Gets, like you said, 16 SCVs. herO. Why? Why do you continue to do this?
He's so aggressive. It just is, and I don't even know if those Colossus, like, the idea is that if they're going to target fire something, maybe it's the Colossus, right? Totally get that. But the funny thing is that any Colossus would do for target fire, and what makes the most sense to target fire would be the ones that were closest, actually, to the tanks, which were the real ones, not the fake ones. And the fake ones actually take, like, basically one shot, one little tap, because hallucinations don't have much health, so I kind of would have liked to have seen, like, Stalker hallucinations, something, just like they were really going to be on the front lines. But
that would have been pretty cool. I mean, nice little Hellion run by, doesn't get anything, but forces a pull off, but sorry, go on.
in general, hallucinations can be like, seemingly underutilized, and then you think so, and then you use them, and you're like, ah, they didn't really do a whole lot. And I do think that was one of those situations. But here also just be crazy, just be pushing in when other people are like, I don't know. And that was not one of the successful ones. Not super successful.
No, it was not a good move. Uh, initially when he pushed across the map and he like forced a lift on the third command center, he got a couple of supply depots, a couple of SCVs. I actually really liked the move. I thought it was very cool. But then he's just like, zoom, and just like, I don't know. He just goes absolutely way too hard with this.
Yeah. That said, so the 10 probes went down. He kind of recovers that just by playing a solid game, uses his Colossus well, then gets a bad engagement. Fair enough, but it's not truly terrible. Nothing else was happening at the same time. I'm basically getting to the point where I think herO has another chance. Like, Special has been the one receiving, well, he was just receiving that engagement. It went fine for him, even though he had to delay his third CC for a little while. So he's going to be maxing out playing defensive. herO going to be maxing out playing a bit more offensive, trying to gain that map control and eventually find the tanks in a bit of a more vulnerable area. And I think he can still do that. This might be it.
Maybe, but oh man, the Hellbat's doing really well against those Zealots. No. The Zealots will find that last tank on the top side. The Hellbats are the stars of this show, though, and they just obliterated everything in that fight. Oh man, that was not it. Like you said, that was not it.
It was a bit awkward. I think the idea of hitting one portion of that concave of Special was actually fine, but then he let kind of all of his units go like every which way, and then the mass amount of Zealots went into a funnel against Hellbats. Definitely not ideal. But if you can see that they actually do get on top of the tanks, the Hellbat buffer is gone, then you can see how these tiny little trades, the Immortal versus the tank, are obviously going to go more favorable for the Immortal. They're literally a hard counter to any of the mech units that Terran has. So this was the last portion of that engagement was better than the first, but the first had already happened. So the last engagement didn't result in very much as far as, game victories. He kills a couple of SCVs. He does reset a lot of the very expensive slow building units like tanks, but he also has to rebuild his expensive slow building units like maybe like Archons or Colossus. Maybe just add on more Immortals actually.
Yeah, I will say that, some really nice harass coming in from Special right there. He is so far ahead in economy, by the way. Like, just an absolute ludicrous amount of SCVs that he's gotten. He's going to find even more damage. Damn. And that's, wow, the +2 weapons helping a lot here, too. I will say, like, the Zealot rebuild is, like, really, really fast. Like, it's much, much faster than the Terran army.
Yeah. Well, that is supposed to be what's happening. Protoss should have this, like, sick remax on kind of basic units. And with the Immortals having lived, all it did seem to take was the Zealots. GG. herO. He did it, man. And those last two games were almost disappointingly normal, actually. Even though there was mecha, that is cool. It was like, compared to the first series, they might have gotten tamer. As time went on.
Yeah, it did definitely get tamer, but it also, the whole thing was just so aggro, hyper aggro anyways.